Story. The Botanist of the Astral Greenhouse. Welcome, gentle dreamer. You are adrift between day and night, floating on the feather edge of sleep, where thoughts become delicate constellations and breathing is slow as starlight. Let the world slip softly from your shoulders. A hush falls, cool and warm, like an embrace. Out there, past the hush of midnight and the gentle sigh of forgotten lullabies, floats a sanctuary unseen by waking eyes, not rooted in any world, not claimed by gravity, but spinning ever so softly through a midnight archipelago of stars. Waits a greenhouse made of glass, memory, and hope. Tonight, let us drift together, weightless and unhurried, to the Astral Greenhouse. Close your eyes. Picture the vessel, a dome of shimmering panes, veined with silvery vines and blooming with slow light. Each panel breathes with the faint pulse of ancient galaxies and painted nebulae. You move, almost floating, even in your mind. With every exhale, the stars draw near, shimmer brighter, and the hush around you deepens. Breathe in the infinite. Release the day's tangle and follow me. Follow the patient beckoning of the cosmos. Crossing the glass threshold, there, gentle listener, you approach the glowing entrance. Silence curls in soft ribbons around the doors, each shimmering panel embossed with curling tendrils, dew like tiny planets refracting distant suns. You step lightly, feeling the gentle vibration beneath your feet, as if the whole conservatory hums with the lullaby of the universe. The glass door opens at your touch. The world outside falls away in gilded silence, replaced by the hush within, humid and fragrant, dusted with the scent of things that have never known the earth. Step inside. The air is alive, cool, soft, and sweet. Stardust glimmers in each breath. Paths spiral between beds of impossible plants, leaves shaped like wings of comets, vines curling in galactic spirals, petals so thin they shiver in the breath of passing planets. Everything is slow, deliberate, and content. waiting for you is a figure, gentle and solitary, the botanist of this drifting Eden, robed in twilight, hair catching stray moonbeams, hands clasped over the spine of an old leather journal. He lifts his gaze, welcoming you not with words, but with a quiet smile, warm as the glow that flutters between the leaves. In his presence, you feel a sense of safety and comfort, as if the worries of the world have been left far behind. You are safe here. The world is far behind. Garden paths, wandering the radiant sanctuary together. You step along winding paths laid with mosaic tiles. Some are cool blue and others shimmer gold, drawn from shattered fragments of wandering asteroids, or perhaps just from dreams. Everywhere you look, life blooms in colors no tongue could name. There is sun, fern beds unfurling to catch waves of distant solar wind. Crystal mosses drape over arched trellises, twinkling as you pass. Listen, the greenhouse sighs. It does not slumber, but it dreams, flowers opening and closing in time to a music you feel in your bones. A cosmic rhythm that rocks you gently deeper toward sleep. The botanist moves slowly, pausing here to water a clutch of comets and flowers, there to gather what looks like moon lilies into a tarnished copper bowl. His hands are deft, his motions reverent. He seems almost to float with the gravityless hush of this celestial Eden. You trail your fingers along silky stalks, each touch leaving behind a thread of starlight. In the silence, you can hear the greenhouse breathing, in with the shimmer of distant stars, out with the gentle hush of velvet space. Star, flora, intimate moments with celestial plants. You pause beside the botanist, a bed of radiant star flowers spread out before you, each blossom a galaxy suspended in velvet. Every heart pulses softly with gold and blue, and as you watch, a single bud unfurls, releasing a thread of luminous pollen that rises, dancing to spiral among newborn fireflies. The beauty of these celestial plants fills you with a sense of awe and wonder, a reminder of the gentle marvels that exist in this tranquil sanctuary. He brings one of these blossoms closer. Listen, he whispers, not with words, but in the soft hush of thought. You close your eyes. The flower as a heartbeat. With every note, you feel old sorrows softening, slow joy rising between your ribs, a reminder that here there is only gentle wonder. Farther along the path rise the nebula vines, curling in ghostly colors. Their leaves shimmer with shifting galaxies, purple folding into rose, then indigo, and finally dawn. The botanist invites you to touch a nebula leaf, delicate, cold as first snow, yet somehow thrumming with a secret warmth. He tells you, in the way of old friends sharing midnight confidences, how each plant was coaxed gently from celestial seeds, planted in the soil collected from the backwards rim of barred spiral galaxies, and tended with patience and caring hands. Central Dome. Stillness among the stars. At the greenhouse's heart arches the central dome, a cathedral of light and silence, supported by living columns wound in glowing iridescent moss. Here, the air smells faintly of vanilla and ancient books, and above, beyond the perfect clarity of the glass, whole planets turn, slow and dreaming. You settle on a bench beside the botanist, fingers laced loosely in a bowl of glowing wind orchids. The hush here is more profound. Sit a while in the gentle company of the stars. The botanist closes his eyes, his breathing slow and sure. All around you, petals fold and unfold. Moss hums. The universe spins without hurry. You gaze upward at the Milky Way, unrolling like a painted ribbon, at motes of dust lit by the breath of comets, planets, moons, of distant auroras, all turning just for you. You feel yourself floating, lighter than dreams, held gently in the great patience of this place. The botanist's backstory, the origins. In time, the botanist shares a story, his own, woven slowly, gently, with pauses as long as tides. He was not always the keeper of this celestial sanctuary. Long ago, in a world of wind and stone and sorrow, he yearned for a place of peace, somewhere to tend silent wonders, to coax beauty from darkness and hush from chaos. He followed the river of his longing, sailing moonless nights on a ship of old hopes, catching the compass, light of shooting stars. There were years of wandering, countless heartaches set adrift on cosmic tides, until, by quiet fortune or ancient magic, he came upon the greenhouse, shell floating through void, windows dusted in frost, every plant sleeping, starved of song. He settled there, became caretaker and friend. Each night, as planets danced beyond the glass, he learned the language of radiant vines and spun gold from patient tending until sorrow faded into starlight, and every root and leaf remembered how to bloom. So now, in the middle of the cosmos, he is never alone. Each petal a story, each shining leaf a lesson in patience, trust, and gentle renewal. Celestial phenomena, watching the sky from the greenhouse. Tonight, the dome frames a spectacle. A rippling aurora undulates, painting the glass with green and violet fingers of light. Meteors streak across ancient space, tracing the edges of forgotten constellations. As you watch, the botanist points to a far-off nova, blossoming like a flower on the horizon, sending soft shockwaves of silver light that ripple across the greenhouse, trembling the smallest leaves. You stroll through the halls as outside solar flares play tag with planets, and moons cast slow, moving shadows across the glass. Sometimes a comet glances close, its tail streaming like a river of wishes, bathing everything below in ghostly illumination. Inside, the plants seem to lean toward these cosmic spectacles, grateful for the rare brilliance, the hush of ancient events playing out upon the velvet canvas of the sky. You are filled with awe, but also peace. Nothing is hurried here. Nothing is lost to the shadows. Night rituals. The botanist's care. The botanist carries on his evening rituals. First, he tends to the dewberries, plucking tiny droplets from silver leaves and setting them in bowls of moon water. He sings in a voice softer than dust, lulling even the restless vines to slow repose. Later, he moves among the beds, tucking petals in, straightening wind-swept stems, dimming the lights to whisper along paths of star glass. At the end of the round, he leaves a sprig of comet fern at your side, a gentle symbol of welcome, a promise that here you are safe, tucked between the soft lattice work of leaf and light. Cosmic Lullaby, a song older than worlds. As the night deepens, the botanist hums, not a tune, but a sound, like planets circling their suns. The music of tides drawn by a distant moon. You feel it in your bones, your muscles unwinding further, your breath synchronizing with this lullaby without beginning or end. The greenhouse too listens, flowers fold, closing their luminous eyes, crystals sigh, mosses settle, and the vines pulse slow and gray green. A fountain of liquid moonlight begins to babble in the corner. Its droplets echo soft like rain on forgotten windows far away. All the world slips into deep, easy peace. You realize you're not alone, not here. Stars, plants, echoes, and light, all are kin in this sanctuary of hush. Sleep induction. Breathing with the greenhouse. The botanist invites you to lie down on a bed of moss, soft as spun air. As you do, the world seems to slow. He speaks, or perhaps thinks, these words. Breathe in. Let the warmth of drifting starlight fill your heart. Breathe out. Release all weight, all hurry into the gentle dark. Here, nothing asks of you. Here you rest as planets rest, as flowers fold toward silence. Let your breath mingle with the slow wind. Let thought dissolve into radiant quiet. All is well. All is safe. All is soft and unhurried. As you listen, your breath deepens and slows. Layers of waking thought drift away. The greenhouse holding you like a lullaby between worlds, drifting into dreams. Night's end. Near sleep now. You sense the botanist wrapping a soft blanket of light about your shoulders. He settles on a bed nearby, sighs softly, and the stars above drift along their slow golden orbit. All around, petals curl and roots embrace one another. The conservatory glows faintly, a beacon on the velvet tides of space. May you drift in peace, the botanist whispers, hardly a sound. May you find starlight where you wander. May your dreams be gentle and kind. Music fades, softer still. The dome darkens. You drift deeper and deeper as the astral greenhouse floats on, secret and serene. Tonight, gentle dreamer, you are carried far from all unrest, woven softly within the light and hush of the cosmic garden. Sleep, rest, dream, all is well.